Today we're out and about on the Tuttio Soleil 1. Amazon's most affordable electric dirt bike. About to see what the heck this thing can do today. Mine does have a slight tune on it, and a few other just appearance mods. This thing does have some juice. Most reviews I've seen on this bike never go off-road. They're always on the street just like I'm doing right now. Today we're gonna do a little bit of off-roading and see what this thing can do. All right, we're about to hit some gravel and some dirt. Let's see if this thing can even do it. The only thing with these tiny pit bike wheels, they're kind of hard to move over the dirt and bigger rocks. She ain't doing too bad though. I didn't do too bad in that dirt and soft gravel. But she does have some juice behind her for a $1,300 little bike. Let's see what we find out through here. There we go, that's a pretty good groove to get in. Just gotta watch out for these big old rocks. It's a little pit bike course, let's see what's up with that. Yeah, I don't know if I got the skills to ride something like this, but we'll give it a go. Oh yeah, I ain't taking this one. My goodness. A little too much for my old ass. But let's see where this dirt road goes. I ain't got no clue. We've got a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. It's only like 100. Past couple of days it's been closer to 110, so it feels pretty comfortable out. Probably tell I'm riding pretty slow. I ain't the most comfortable with riding. That didn't sound good. Let's spray that kickstand. That thing always wobbles around. I did take that little part off that makes it so you can lock it into the ground, because hell, you wreck this thing, that thing goes in your leg, you're gonna get screwed up pretty darn bad. She ain't doing too bad off-road today though, I tell you. See how it does through some of this slop up through here. You know, I might have taken my Sur-Ron through here before, and it did all right, you know. It's a little bit bigger bike, a little more powerful. I'll tell you, this thing ain't doing too damn bad. Once we get down through here, we'll probably get back on the street, do a little bit of street riding. That's where I do feel the most comfortable. But I am curious to see where this little dirt road goes to. You know, I saw a guy on a normal e-bike, you probably think I'm schizophrenic talking to myself out through here like this, and that was a big old rock. So it looks like this butts up to a road called Fort Apache, and that's going to take me back on a surface street. Looks like I've 1.7 kilometers. It's almost a mile so far, but let's see where this thing heads out to and see how rough it gets up through here. Let's pick a better line, you know. The thing I love about this little pit bike is when you're lower to the ground like this, it always feels like you're going faster, even if you're not. I'm really preferring this thing over my modded Suron, you know. I don't have really many performance mods. Just a few upgraded parts on it, but man, this thing is way more fun to me. Man, I can only imagine trying to get a Jeep down through these deep ruts. It's the best thing about these small electric vehicles. They give you a lot of power to explore wherever you want to explore. You know, I hear a lot of criticism about this Tuttio Soleil online, but for the money, you really can't beat something like this, you know? Trying to see where this lets up. I think it's gonna get me right up to Fort Apache. All right, here's a big old one. Let's see how she does. Oh, no issue. All right, this looks like a way I can go down into the tunnels. Might ride down there, but I don't think I feel comfortable going in them tunnels. You know, there's probably some braver people out there than me. You can see this stuff is pure slop. And it's not doing it too bad with these stock tires. You know, sometimes life gives you a fork in the road and you don't know which way to go. But let me tell you, it don't matter which way you go, but I want to see how this thing can climb this big old hill. See if I wreck this son of a bitch. Oh yeah, she meant to ride up it. Might have to explore this park on the Suron another day. For right now, this little Tuttio ain't doing too bad. This bike does a little better than I would think off-road. So if you're considering it for an off-road vehicle, it ain't gonna do too darn bad. But you gotta watch out for them big rocks like that. Hate to bend the wheel, push this thing home. Alright, now let's see where we're at. I'm always scared of hitting broken glass out here, you know. Oh, this is like a way back to the street. So let's see if we can make it. Let's see what street this one lets out to. I'm just gonna be on the lookout for broken glass. Bike path here, we can link back up on the street down here. I hate riding on the sidewalks like this, you know. On a bike like this, I don't think you should do it. I see these kids do it, and it gives these bikes a bad name, you know. Let's see what kind of performance we can get out of this pig today. All right, let's give her full throttle and see what we can get to. They take you right to a stop. It does have full pit bike motorcycle style brakes, you know. My favorite thing about this is doing this right here. Putting one foot down and dragging. So he does handle the turns pretty darn well. I think this thing's going to be a pretty good budget option for anybody looking to get an E-moto. For the price, you really can't beat the performance, you know. Furthest I ever made it on this thing was about 21 miles, but I was not maxing her out. I was going pretty darn slow. Realistically, you probably expect about 14 Mode 3. Let's see where we're at. There's El Capitan. I don't know what the heck's up to the right here, so we might as well take it. You can see there's some 4th of July remnants laying around. It's just a few days after. To my left, there's Blue Diamond. It's a major highway down through here. It does have a bike lane, but traffic's going 55, so that's a little bit sketchy in my opinion. There's braver people out here than me, I tell you. But heck, I think there's a thin line between bravery and stupidity most days. Sometimes I don't like straddling that line. I think I look out into a little neighborhood. Let's whip out of here. Yeah, it's dead end. So we went about 4.2 kilometers, probably about 2 miles. About to go back the way we came, or I'm gonna hook you down here on Capitan if it ain't too busy. There's always a good bit of traffic on this road, you know. I think we'll be all right. I don't see nothing coming, so let's give her some juice and see what she can. I'll tell you, that stock sprocket gives you some great torque on this thing, you know. I do have a smaller 54 tooth sprocket I was wanting to try out just for higher top speeds, but man, that torque is a lot of fun. So we got a dead end down through here, but I didn't know there was this little bike trail. I have no clue where it goes. We'll hop up on there and see where it takes us. Basically a little trail out here. It looks like the Blue Diamond Road. So you can ride alongside it on the dirt, but really nothing to see out through here. Let's get this little baby whipped around and we'll head on back. Only a few mods I've done on this thing. I modified the CRF 50 front fender to get it to fit. I put some wider pit bike bars on it, new Pro Taper bar pad, and I rigged up a flashing bicycle light to the back with the old fender using it as a bracket. And I did add nice little LED light here in the front. And of course I got the Bluetooth dongle and tuned it with the Far Driver app. Does a decent job with it. Alright, here's a nice long road we can give a go. Let's juice down through here and see what we can get to. I think this dumps out on Durango. watch out for this guy here. We don't know what he's going to do. You know, when you're on two wheels, of course, the scariest thing you can come across. And we're going to go right back up this hill, see how far we can take it. Stop here on the side, make sure nothing's coming. We'll whip her right back around. I'll give her some juice, full power. Started out at 54.4 volts on this ride, fully charged. 38-volt system. It's about a half a mile of hill here, it feels like. I'm still gaining speed, 57, 58 kilometers. I think she's gonna tap out at 58. Oh, it's 59. That's 8 more minutes, didn't I? I'll tell you, when you're hot rodding this bike like this, it eats through this little 48-volt pattern, you know? But for the money, you cannot complain. Got a stop sign here. I'm gonna hop back on El Capitan. I'm gonna pull over right here and see how much juice I got in this thing. .51 volts voltage sag. I guarantee it's going down to 49 volts, you know. See, 49 volts. So we got about 2 volts of voltage sag when you hammer the throttle in the highest power mode. But this thing does scream. That illusion of speed on the mini bike is something you got to truly experience yourself, you know. Heck, I know my Suron goes faster than this. But at least there's a driver who cared about somebody on 2 wheels, you know. Pretty rare out here in Las Vegas. Looks like I found some little elementary school up there. Let's see what's up to the left. I think it mimics that dirt road we took. It does appear that way. Somebody enjoying themselves on the e-bike. Oh, this is where we came out at. Maybe I'll whip back in here and see what's up. See what it says on this little sign I've never seen before in my life. No shooting, no camping, no motor vehicles, no dumping. As you can see, people have dumped a lot of debris here. Out here in Vegas, them signs are just merely a suggestion. Let's get back up on the street. Somebody out here in a fully wrapped Cybertruck. Hey, what do you guys think about them Cybertrucks? I mean, they're pretty divisive. I mean, I think they look pretty cool. They ain't really my cup of tea. I still drive my gas truck. You can hear how loose that chain is. I've got to take a link out of it and put a master in. I'm kind of waiting to replace that rear sprocket. So I guess it was just a little offshoot out of nowhere. not following the traffic laws. I think I already went that way. Maybe we'll go a little further north, see what's up here. Looks like this shit comes to a dead end, you know? Where I can whip back out here in the dirt, it looks like. See what's going on up through here. Let's see if this little son of a bitch can make it. I think she can. Oh yeah, nice and easy. I think this is the way we came out through last time. I ain't quite sure there. Still hovering at 51 volts. Okay, I switched it back over the miles. I got exactly 100 miles on the bike now. I switched the speedo back over the miles. Let's see how it feels. I tell you, the feeling won't be as good because when you're in them kilometers per hour, you feel like you're going so much darn faster. I tell you, it looks like that's a gated community. This road up here, I got no idea where it goes. I know straight ahead that links up to Fort Apache. So maybe we'll head up that way and see if there's something to see. The one thing I hate seeing is people just throwing trash on the ground. That shit just drives me crazy. You know? Haven't been up through here in a minute. Let's see how she be looking. I went back to mode 1. That's mode 2. Mode 3, baby. Let's go. Last time I drove up through here, the road was completely just destroyed. Construction vehicles everywhere. No easy way to get across. Looks like I might ride up Fort Apache and see what there is to see now that they've added some big old bike lanes. Let's give it a rip, see where we're going. What about almost 6 miles so far? Which is a big problem. You know, but they made these nice big bike lanes now, which is pretty neat to see. Cruise up through here a little bit, see what there is to see. See how far that bike lane goes. This is some fresh asphalt, I can tell. Driving like this burns through your battery park. It's nice to see these big old bike lanes through here. I might go see what's down Sherwood Greens. This might be a gated community or something. It's probably back up into the street. Yeah, it appears to be. Go down here and I'll find a good place to turn around. Yep, good thing I didn't whip inside there. Probably head another mile or so down this way, guys, then I'm gonna turn around. think on an electric bike. It'd be nice if they had those little pathways opened up for folks to go down. Let's give her some juice through here. Let's see if I can pull it. Well, got a little bit of a wobble there. You know, that's the thing with these big tread on dirt tread on cement. You know? So I'm gonna have to go pretty far away. I might have to go speed so I'll run out of juice, you know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I can't stand is when people don't obey traffic laws on their e-bikes. It gets me madder than shit. Traffic run. So we'll see how this little thing does, you know. Give her some juice down through here. That voltage setting is taking a toll on me right now. Feel my acceleration has dropped down a little bit, you know. Just getting pretty good miles right now. I've done 9 so far on this little ride. I haven't put my mirror back on. It used to sit right there. The force a little slower than the speed of traffic. come out with that Tuttio upgrade kit, but it has not come out yet. I check that thing once a week, looking to move up to like a 600 or 72 volt battery, and a little more powerful motor, and probably a better throttle than the one this has got. There's nobody behind me, luckily. I tell you, this thing is a screamer. I'm down to 2 battery bars now. I told you I'd probably get about 12 to 14 riding like this. You know, with these smaller, lower voltage battery packs, you know, you get a lot of. Sur-Ron doesn't have that problem. See, I think the Sur-Ron is 3 to 4 times as much as this little Tuttio. Nobody behind me, luckily. We're cruising around and seeing the sights. It's a great way to go through the city. Let's see if I get pulled over here by this police officer. There's a high chance it might happen. I'm going pretty damn fast. So let's just try to get back home. So all in all, what do you guys think about this thing? Is it pretty fun? Or should you save your $1,300 riding this thing? Personally, I think if you only got $1,300, this is the right kind of vehicle for you. We're gonna hook it right up through here. Make sure he ain't on us. So you can feel this voltage that I got ripping. Things out here, the cops in Vegas, they don't seem too concerned by these bikes at the moment. It's not like LA will get the folks riding crazy on them. You can see we're about where we started. That reminds me of my first car, that green Camaro. I had the same body style, that 93 to 97, same exact green, but them wheels a little differently looking, you know. Let's see, we're gonna wait right here and see if that cut follows us. Is that him right there? Nah. Like I said, they don't seem too concerned by these little e-motos out here. No, this one's not bad. 3,000 watts of power, 48-volt system. You know, it'd be nice if they came out with a Pro version with a 52-volt, maybe a 1,000 more watts of power. But let's see how it does on a long extended hill climb with low battery. You can probably feel that acceleration has slowed down pretty significantly. Still hitting 30 miles an hour. Going 11.4 miles. Watch out, birdie. Getting outran by a pigeon, that's how you know my battery's pretty low. See, with the voltage sag, when I let out the throttle, I jump back up to 3 battery bars. But I'm running low on juice, I can feel it. So watch out, we'll see some kids on some scooters, you don't want to hit them or nothing. Still see, even on low power modes, this thing still climbs hills pretty darn decent. Probably can go down this street here, take a little break, make sure this GoPro's recording, I ain't talking to myself. 12-mile mark. Got a little Oh, that was a bump right there. Normal e-bike would have thrown you right from the handlebars. You know, full suspension is the way to go. Stop right here in the shade for a second. The easiest way to check if it's recording is using my damn cell phone. See the flashing light. We're recording. I might have to take my modified Mongoose I built. Mongoose Dolomite. I put a BBS HD kit on it from Lunicycle. 21 amp hour Direwolf battery down that Apache way and see how far I can go. Something like that with pedals, I'm less afraid, you know. Even though, like I was saying, the cops don't seem to care as much, there's always a chance they'll stop you if they're having a bad day. You know, so if you obey traffic laws, not doing tricks, you stop at the stop signs, you stop at the stoplights, you're not going to have any trouble on an e-motor. However, there's folks out there who ride like idiots. And that's why the crackdown's coming for these things. Out here is how big these bike and bus are. You know, if you're on a traditional e-bike, class 2 topping out 20 miles an hour, this is a safety sphere for you. Starting to run low on voltage, so let's see where my voltage is at before I take off here. Let's hold her down. 47 volts. Yeah, I might as well. I know it says 2 battery bars, but I'm running low, so I might as well head back. Put a little more juice down this hill, though, see what we got. 0.9 volts. Yeah, that's well below nominal with the voltage side. Well below nominal. Beautiful country. Beautiful country to explore on these bikes, you know. Gotta make sure you hand signal when you're going down through these places. Let's see what this little neighborhood's about. Yeah, I jumped up to almost 47 volts when I left off that throttle. Let's see if this neighborhood's got a nice little area for me to do a little bit of B-roll footage. That's the first time recording a video for this channel. I've got another one. It's about Magic the Gathering cards. It's all editing, you know. I don't do any real filming hardly. So this is a new experience for me. So if you're enjoying this content, please give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe most of all if you want to keep seeing this. Or heck, tell me in the comments what I'm doing wrong and what I can improve on. You know, I've got about 6 e-bikes, so I can film with any of them. And I'm about to pick myself up a Ghost Cat. So that gives you some Sur-Ron-like suspension, but looking like a normal e-bike. Still goes 40 on that 4X Pro though. Oh, there we go. This one's got a nice little area down here. It says no parking, but I'm parking. You can see this Tuttio Soleil 01. Ain't a bad bike. We got 40 miles an hour today. You know, if I would have did some max speed runs with a full battery charge, I probably could have got a little bit further. So it's got over 100 miles on this thing now. And I'll tell you, it's holding up pretty well, especially these brakes right here. Use DOT fluid, real thick rotors, actual motorcycle brakes. This is what I love about these. And the spokes even seem to be thicker than the spokes on my Sur-Ron. And then brake pads are definitely thicker. The only complaints I have about a bike like this, The throttle feels a little cheap, but it does give you the ability to modulate power. I know a lot of these e-bikes are on and off with that throttle. Which I tell you, that's a recipe for disaster if you're on something high power. Whiskey throttles do happen. I've seen them countless times. We'll cruise down through here a little bit further. It does feel nice going nice and slow and just seeing the sights. It's maybe a neighborhood, ain't many sights wherever the heck I am. But I think I'm gonna leave you guys today as I find my way back home. It's been nice hanging out with you today. Just let me know if there's anything else you want me to make in the future videos. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Woo!